Good morning, friends. Are you sure that you're working with a reputed, compliant, legal, and an appropriate person? Have you done a background check of the vendors or contractors engaged with your organization for some or the other work? I am Ashis Agarwal from Team NGOenabler, and today I am going to discuss another very important topic: maintenance of KYC documents of vendors or contractors or even professionals and its importance. To start with, let me give you a brief about the concept of know your customer, or what we popularly call as KYC. It refers to the process of verifying the identity of a customer or a client. The KYC process is a critical component of financial regulation and is designed to prevent any type of fraud, money laundering, and other illegal activities. But remember, it is a process that is not just limited to your customer or client, but can also be extended to vendors or contractors. So, as an NGO, why always restrict ourselves and keep complying with the KYC norms by submitting the requisite documents to the banks, to the donors, and other stakeholders? Why not conduct KYC and demand the relevant documents from the persons with whom we are working with, especially those who are engaged for a longer duration and involved in high value transactions? So, moving on to the topic now, KYC of vendors or contractors is all about verifying and assessing the risk level associated with them and to ensure the authenticity of the activities they are involved in. It refers to the process of verifying the identity and other key information of a vendor before entering into a business relationship with them. Let's discuss some key aspects of KYC of vendors and its importance. First and foremost is identification of vendor. The first step in the KYC process is to verify the identity of the donor. This involves collecting personal information such as the name of the vendor, its business name, legal status, that is whether it's a company, proprietorship, a partnership firm, or any other type of entity, the registered place of business, registration number, and goods or services they provide. Next comes the verification of the identity and ownership. Once the vendor's information is collected, it has to be verified against reliable and independent sources. This can include the government issued identification documents such as the trade licenses, the GST certificates, PAN card, bank statements, and Aadhaar card. Remember, the PAN shall be in the legal name of a business except in case of proprietorship business. Basically, the KYC documents related to the business as well as the vendor's personal documents should be called for verification, and copy should be kept for records. Next comes the assessment of reputation and risk. Once the authenticity of the vendor has been established and the identity has been verified, the organization should assess the vendor's reputation and level of risk associated while doing business with them. This can include evaluating the vendor's background with the perspective of business ethics and practices, financial stability, the history of regulatory compliances, and any legal or reputational issues they may have had in the past. For this purpose, even a self-declaration from the vendors or contractors can be taken that there are no legal or reputational cases pending against them. Even the proof of submission of GST and income tax returns on time for the past 3 years can be collected and verified. At last comes ongoing monitoring. KYC of vendors is an ongoing process. I repeat, KYC of vendors is not a one-time but an ongoing process, and organizations should monitor their vendors regularly to ensure that they remain in compliance with all the applicable laws and regulations and remains consistent with their profile and risk level. I repeat, KYC of vendors is an ongoing process and organizations should monitor their vendors regularly to ensure that they remain in compliance with all the applicable laws and regulations and remains consistent with their profile and risk level. This can include periodic review of the vendor's information as well as monitoring their transactions and business practices. Coming to the importance of vendor KYC, KYC of vendors should essentially be an important component of the organization's risk management framework because it helps to identify the potential risks associated while working with the third-party vendors. These risks can include financial and operational risks as well as reputational and legal risks. By conducting KYC of vendors, companies can ensure that the person they are dealing with are reputable and reliable and that they comply with all the applicable laws and regulations. KYC of vendors can also help organizations to prevent financial and reputational losses due to fraudulent or criminal activity by their vendors. It can help to identify and report suspicious transactions to the authorities, which in turn shall prevent money laundering, fraud, and other illegal activities. At last, KYC of vendor is an important part of the financial regulation and is designed to prevent financial crime and maintain the integrity of the financial system. To summarize, KYC of vendors has nowadays become increasingly important in global scenario where organizations often rely on a network of third-party vendors for multiple products or services. This is not only to manage and mitigate risks associated with them, but to ensure authenticity and legal validity of any transactions entered into with them by the organization. So friends, though you are a charitable organization, you too need to be aware of fake entities and fraudulent transactions. Else, who knows, you might too be dragged into unnecessary harassment and litigations just because of a small transaction you entered into with such vendor. So friends, I hope from now on you shall start maintaining the KYC of your vendors or contractors, if not for anything else, then at least for your own safety. This is it for today. If you have found this video relevant and useful, don't forget to subscribe our channel and put your notifications on. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook and LinkedIn. For any queries, you can comment below or mail us. Thank you.